Philadelphia. I'm on tour. You guys ever been to Philadelphia?
I want to see Yureka!
I am only wearing clothing right now that my roommate and I have made. If you have any questions about it, I can talk to you. Everything's for sale. I also have tapes, if you're interested. I noticed after or during the last set that there's a circumstantial or coincidental link between all the sets, and it's coincidentally also something I've been thinking about a lot, and that's like the concept of like an edgelord, and like I think the majority of the performance tonight use sexuality in this brash, confrontational way. That's in opposition to what is socially normative, which is often labeled as edgelordism, maybe. But it's a really slippery term that I don't think that I actually understand how it's in all its uses. But I don't usually have like a very sexual set, but in the spirit of sex and edgelord culture, if you will, I'm willing to give you that if you are interested. Are you interested? Great. Because I had another set prepared that didn't involve sex. As I said, I usually don't involve any sex in my art. But in the spirit of exchange, not a barter, but like an exchange, consensual one, I'd like to ask you all for a favor in exchange for me giving you this story that I wouldn't otherwise use as a set. Is everyone cool with that? First thing is like, I really appreciate being booked the way that I was, really last minute at this show. I think that's like very much in the spirit of like noise as a culture. I've had a lot of experience in booking this tour, like north of here, people being really uptight. Like you need like 2 months in advance to like get booked, and like if you don't have like enough of a following, like it's just not gonna happen. And I don't think that is in the spirit of noise. I think that the capitalization on noise culture isn't even really that like lucrative. So I don't understand like why all these bitches want to be bitches because they get $1,000 guarantee, like it's $1,000. Like I understand none of us are super rich, but it's $1,000. Like you can make $1,000 either way. But I'm really privileged for saying that, as I'm sure some of you understand. The requests. So, as I do appreciate noise culture for what it is, and fully support it and don't support the commodification of it, I'm curious in experimenting with like pushback to it. One of which is I know jeering is really popular during noise sets, like, you know, all that stuff. You know what I mean? You understand?
Confronting the...
Right, jeering. I know I don't appreciate that. I can't speak for other people, but I really don't like that. Just because I think it's really corny as fuck. I think it's dumb. So you wouldn't mind not doing that unless it's like something really constructive or critical, or you feel triggered. Totally willing to hear people talk about that. You can totally stop the set because trigger warning right now, it's gonna get triggery. not to laugh, but I'm just laughing at the mic. Okay. Yeah, but, so is everyone like okay with that, like not jeering, unless the reasons I stated? There's also like one less obvious like, request that you'd really just be doing me a favor for doing, and it's like on a volunteer basis. No one has to do it. I'll still play if you don't. But I assume most people here have a smartphone, right? Yeah. If anyone that wants to participate, bring out your phone, and you could just Google the words I'm about to tell you. Google it, put the phone back in your pocket, you can look at it later, you don't have to look at it right now. Just like future encouraged reading, if you are into that. Anybody into that? Yeah. I love this.
Yeah. Can't read it.
Yeah, you can though. It's a lie. Yeah. So, if you're into that, take out your phone. You would Google the words post-traumatic slave syndrome. Like I said, put it in your pocket. Take a look at it later. It's been like the most informative thing for me, and I would like to spread that information on, like I said, post-traumatic slave syndrome if you want to. So I could either just like talk, I could just tell you this story, or there could be like intermittent noise. I don't know what your preference is.
Where do you want?
Where you want? You want the noise? Just the noise? Yeah. Okay. But I don't want to do like a PE thing where you're not going to be able to hear me. You know what I mean?
You would feel fun.
What?
You would feel fun.
I hate that. I'm a self. At least for right now. So, I'm a sex worker. I have sex for money. I have a lot of stories about sex. I've never used them in my art ever before, but it just seems like totally appropriate to do that right now. So I guess I can like introduce the characters and then do some noise and come back. Everybody cool with that? Woo! Great. So this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I have like an ad on a website that advertises escorts. And I was contacted by someone semi-frequently for about a year without ever having to actually meet them, which is totally normal. People like change their mind all the time. But I'm from New Jersey, he happened to be from New Jersey, so we would like, if we talked on the phone, because he would call me, like, talk about New Jersey visiting and like taking the train there and stuff. And he didn't really give me any information about who he was other than like, oh, I'm recently divorced and like, I've never sucked a dick before, but like I'm really curious and like, you're really hot, blah, 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 blah. Totally normal stuff. Like, he might have even said something more specific, but I wasn't listening because it's just like the script. And my response was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So we eventually made a date to meet, which was like, actually really haphazard. Like, it was a 4-hour trip to get to him on public transit. But like we decided like that morning that it was going to happen. So I took the 4-hour trip, which is obviously treacherous, and like his phone only worked some of the time, and all this time I was like, because like there's a lot of like financial or fiscal risk apart from like the safety risks of doing sex work. Like I'm gonna travel all this way and spend money on public transit, and then like I might not get any money in return. So I was texting him a lot, like, are we really going to do this? Like, this is a 4-hour trip. Like, I need some more constant communication. It was, like, really hard to get a hold of him. But it was, like, on and off. It was, like, each train, it was, like, 4 trains, was, like, an hour long. So at the end of every train, it was, like, I would hear a response from him. And then he sounded really drunk. And eventually, I got there. I'll continue the story after the noise, okay? You ready for the more of the story? Yeah. Cool. So this was in Summit, New Jersey. I live in Philadelphia. Like I said, it was like 4 hours on public transit, and like distance, it's like I don't know, like it's like 90 miles or something. But I finally got there. I had left like in the afternoon. And I got there like 11:30 p.m. or something. I get there, I can't get a hold of him. My phone's about to die. I'm like walking around Summit and like freaking out, like trying to call my friend who lived in New Jersey. Like, could you pick me up if he doesn't like show up? Like, I don't want to be like sleeping in the train station and such. But I ended up finding him after my phone died, like just walking around. And he was like, oh, it's you. Oh, what's up? And he took me back to a bar, and we had like these really awful, it was like a sports bar, but like one that people that really like sports bars don't go to. It's like a boutique sports bar. And we had these like really awful like orange vodka drinks. He like only drank vodka. So we like getting drunk, and like I was talking to him about his wife and like how he hated her because of course he hates women, and he was just like going on about how he doesn't like his kids and he doesn't like his wife, and she's like such a bitch and she's gonna take all of his money, and like why does everybody want his money, blah 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 blah. So we go back to his apartment, and it's like this weird like furnitureless abode, and he was like, I think I had like some stubble, and he was just like immediately as soon as we got in, he's like, you need to shave right now. And I was like, fine, that's fine, I'll do that. So he gave me like a really insane like 16 blade razor that like burned the shit out of me, and like I had to shave in front of him. He was like, oh yeah, that's really hot, or oh fuck yeah. So I get done shaving, and then he like gives me more drinks, and he's like, more gross vodka, and it's like orange flavored Svedka at this point, not Svedka, Smirnoff, even worse, so gross. It's like creamsicle Smirnoff with like seltzer. It's terrible.
It's like cleaning the can things.
Yeah, it's really gross. So I was like there for like an hour, and I'm pretty drunk. And he's like, "Oh, do you guys know what like a soma is? You know, like you don't know what that is? It's like a muscle relaxer.
Yeah.
Soma.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, I have like these somas. Like I like to take them when I like drink. Do you want one?" And then that noise, and then we'll come back to the rest of the story. Do you remember where I left off?
Yes.
Cool. So like I said, Soma was a muscle relaxer. And like I knew, I had an experience before like taking, I mean of course, I've had experiences like in like regular social life, like taking pills and getting drunk and blacking out and like all that good stuff. Because it's really good. But I had one experience before like with a client like taking a pill that they had given me like while I was drunk. And it was like I'm not stupid, like I know like what the deal is, but like I was like sure, yeah, because I don't. At the time, I was like totally into that, totally fine with that, totally consented to that, and like took the Soma with another vodka drink. And I remember we were like watching anime on like Adult Swim, and it was like so stupid. And like explaining to him like wasted like what anime was because he didn't know, he had never heard of it, because he's like probably like 61, and then I was like 27 or something at the time. And then that's when I blacked out. And like apparently, while I was blacked out, like he watched anime with my unconscious body for 3.5 hours. And I don't think like he didn't know that I was passed out, but like it's possible that he was just like so engrossed in the anime that he But anyway, so 3 hours pass or whatever, while I'm unconscious, he's watching anime. And then at this point it's probably like 4:30, and he had moved me to the bed and like took off all my clothes. Like I said, totally consent to that. It's totally fine with me, even though I was unconscious. But it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, like, I don't know, he was like making out with me, and like, although I was like, I can't remember any of it, like, I don't think I was just like cold dead. I was still like moving and like responding a little bit and stuff, not in like a combative way, but like oh yeah, that feels really good. Like I can't get hard or whatever. He's like sucking my nut dick. And then I remember coming to, and he's like, or like just barely like being conscious, and he was like, "Do you want to see my high school wrestling belt?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, whatever. Show me your high school wrestling belt." This is the even heavier trigger warning I'm putting in right now. So he, while I was barely conscious, like started choking me with the wrestling belt. Like I still to this day like, don't understand like what a wrestling belt is. What is that? Does anyone know what that is? I don't know. He said it like, oh, I keep saying wrestling. It's like that's what I thought it was, like a pro wrestling belt. It's a football belt. Football. So like football belt. I don't know what that is. But he's choking me with something. And this was like the only time in my history of being in a square like that I thought could have killed me, totally could have killed me. And like I had like a little bit of experience with breath play, and like, but it was also really, 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 really fucked up. And for whatever reason, like I tapped on him enough times while he was choking me that he like stopped. And he was like, "Okay, you gotta go." And it was like 5:45 a.m. and like so fucked up because of the soma in the vodka, and like just regained consciousness like 15 minutes ago where I was like almost choking to death. So then he like this like weird these are like details that maybe I'm not interested in, but like I was really annoyed by them. Like I'm stumbling to he lives in like an apartment complex, and you have to like go down to the garage to get to his car. I'm like stumbling because I'm so fucked up, and we reach the parking garage, and he's like, "Oh, just like go wait over there in the bush while I like while I like turn my car on, and like I'll just go meet you over there." And I was like, "Okay, you're gonna give me the money first." And like I'm not about to go over there after you almost just like choked me to death. I'm like, "Nah, get paid. You're paying me." So he like begrudgingly gave me the money. It wasn't even like how much money. It was like $400 or something. But he did like meet me in the bush, and then he took me to a Starbucks, and then I had to wait at the Starbucks for like 4 hours or something for like the next train. It was like so early. And that's the end of the story. Do you want more noise, or are you good?
Starbucks.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.